How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. We are back for another episode, and I promise you today's news is a lot more better than yesterday's with Nicholas Jackson. But the news doing the rounds is that Arsenal are very much interested in Mrdt Eze. And listen, I can get behind this. 100% I can get behind this. There was talk last week that, Arsenal are sniffing around and they're looking at this as something they could possibly do. And then yesterday, Fabrizio Romano actually put a post out saying that Arsenal had discussions with Eze and his team over the weekend about a potential move. It's not close to, being done or anything like that, but they've kind of got the idea of what the situation is, what the kind of wages Eze would want, and just really set the groundwork, shall we say. Apparently Arteta was key in this. And I'm, like I said, I'm all for this. I would really, really like to see Eze at Arsenal. Now, there are a few things that I will have question marks over, which I'll go to in a minute. But Eze himself, I'm sure everybody knows who he is. Plays for Crystal Palace, just won the FA Cup for Crystal Palace. Will go down as a legend for Crystal Palace. Actually started out his career at Arsenal. It could go full circle. Was part of, the Arsenal Academy, Hale End, but was released as a 13-year-old. And there's actually a video of Eze speaking about that. And he said that he was absolutely heartbroken. And it's his dream to play for Arsenal. So, yeah, listen, and, he had some knockbacks in his, early part of his career, shall we say. And, not getting signed. And some of these, youngsters that are in football can very easily just disappear, just decide to do something else, just, take up a different career path or whatever it might be. When they start getting rejected by clubs. And, I think the biggest player that I can speak of that could have gone that way and very nearly went that way would probably be Ian Wright. It's so well documented how many rejections Ian Wright had, to the point where he had just said, I'm done with it, given up. Was bricklaying and all types of other jobs and whatnot. And then Crystal Palace. Yeah, could it be a similar kind of situation? But yeah, Eze got his breakthrough with QPR. And it was actually under Ian Holloway, where he started to play. And, he was... making the name for himself in that early part of his career, and gets a loan move to Wickham, and then back to QPR, and really starts to stamp his authority, gets the move to Crystal Palace, and the rest is history, as they say. 11 caps for England now as well. And he's a quality player. Quality player. Now, I said I will have some questions, and there will be a few things that I would like to kind of get a better understanding of. Eze's primary position, or where we normally see him play, is centrally. If you're putting it in terms of Arsenal, Martin Odegaard, in and around those areas. I can't see him replacing Martin Odegaard. So there's a lot of talk about him being our preferred option on the left-hand side as a winger. An area he can go out and play in, drift out to whilst being more central. Whether that's the way he would be deployed, whether he would ask to be more of an out-and-out winger, touchline, so to speak, or whether we would change things up a bit and he would be more central and then drift. I watched a clip of Eze as well where he does that and he moves out to that left-hand side, and I think it was Fulham away, and he sized up the fullback. And what I noticed with him is that he's in full control. You look at his body movement, the way he plays, he's just in full control. And to put that into comparison with Martinelli, you just never know what Martinelli's going to do. Now, that move that I was speaking about with Eze resulted in a goal. Now, when you look at Bukayo Saka on the other side, he can go inside, outside. You never really know which way he's going to go. But you always know that 9 times out of 10, there's going to be something on the end of what he does. A goal, either him scoring it or assisting. There's always something. With Martinelli, probably half of, out of 10, 5 out of 10 times, you might see something, but you never really are confident that you're going to see it or that he's in full control. Always seems like he's playing with his head down. Could well play the, that kind of number 8 position, left centre midfield. But then Declan Rice does play there as well. But he's one of these players that's very much a maverick player, off the cuff sometimes, and can do things that you least expect out of the blue, and could be one of these players to open up teams that sit with those low blocks, especially at the Emirates. A lot of the lesser down the table side, shall we say. I'm all for it. I'm all for it because I think he gives us something that we are missing. But the big question mark that I would have is Eze going to be our signing and not Rodrygo? Because for me, for Arsenal to propel themselves and to go to next levels, you need Eze and you need Rodrygo. Not one or the other. Arsenal should be going Rodrygo, Eze. Why can't we have quality players in all these different areas? We're stacked in defence, so why can't we be stacked in the attacking areas? Why can't we have variation and options? And what I like about Eze as well is his, versatility and the way that he, can play on the left, play that left centre midfield, can play the number 10. It's a good thing to have. And listen, he's only 27 years old, literally turned 27 like 2 days or so ago. So he's got loads of years ahead of him, prime years ahead of him. And I think the other big thing as well is that his price tag, he's got a release clause, which is about £60 million. And what's interesting, unlike a lot of release clauses, it doesn't need to be paid in one go. It can be paid over 3 installments. And that is so Arsenal-like. Now, it wasn't too long ago that everyone was saying he was going to go to Spurs. They've been looking at him for the last couple of years and they were going to make their move. But listen, at the end of the day, if Arsenal come knocking, there's only one place that Eze is going to go, and that's Arsenal, not Tottenham. Even with the fact that he's not guaranteed a starting place with Arsenal, even though he knows he would have to really work to try and cement a place in the team. In comparison, he would walk straight into the Tottenham side and he would be first choice. He would still pick Arsenal. And that's just a fact. So yeah, listen, I'm all for it. Absolutely all day long. But like I said, I don't want it to be Eze or Rodrygo. I want it to be Eze and Rodrygo. Then I want it to be Sesko or Gyökeres. Go and stack the attacking areas. Why not? Why not have Eze, Rodrygo, Sesko or Gyökeres, Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard, Martinelli, Trossard still there, Havertz. You know, why can't we have all of these attacking options? We saw what happened last season where we got left with having to play Mikel Moreno up front because we had no attacking options. So why not? Why can't we have our cake and eat it, as they say? We've got 1 million defenders, so why not have 1 million attacking players? It's as simple as that. So we'll keep an eye on this, but I'm all for it, and I think a lot of Arsenal fans will be too. Eze to Arsenal. It's got a nice ring to it. Nice ring to it. So, yeah, let me know in the comments section what you think. Would you like to see Eze at Arsenal? And do you also agree, Eze and Rodrygo, not one or the other? That's what I'd like to see. So, yeah, let me know in the comments section what you think. And, of course, if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you a lot soon. I'm out of here.